There's a number here I'm going to dial. Hopefully it does some good. This is a witness whose name I just recently found out. Hopefully it's not too late to call him. It's almost 9 o'clock at night there. Hey, Carl, this is Sean Schwartz.
Huh?
Sean Schwartz.
Oh, how you doing?
Well, I'm still breathing. That situation with Scott got out of hand. Do you have a few minutes, or are you pretty busy?
Oh, I got a few minutes.
All right. There's a lot of stuff that's been going on with the sheriff there, and also with, well, you already knew about Chris Kurth. When you had talked to me, you were telling me about how there were people who were threatening my life and stuff, and how they wanted me out of town, and he was more being threatening towards me, which is why it's a lot easier to approach you and talk to you about it. Like, do you have the names of any of those people? Like, a lot of people, especially the sheriff, has been giving me a lot of raft of shit, and with the situation with Leslie, like, I'm trying to be as nice as I can about this, but I'm taking a lot of abuse in town, and I can't even be in Nebraska now.
I'm just, the sheriff is, wow, how he kicked your friends out of town when they haven't done anything, because he can't do that. That's a violation of your civil rights, freedom of travel. That's in the Constitution.
Well, there's a lot of constitutional stuff they've been really, like, ignoring this whole time. Like, when I first came to them with that situation with God, what is that little bastard's name? And I used to like him too. I like his whole family. Chris Kurth. The first time I took that issue to them, they should have done something.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know. What's your whole opinion on the sheriff?
Like he's worthless, crooked.
Yeah, it seems to be a lot of people's thing. There's also, like, I tried to give people personal information about me, with the trust that they weren't going to be going out there and trying to pretend like I'm a bad guy because of it. I did that with Scott. I did that with Leslie. I did that with a lot of people, and with a lot of them, they're mad at me. I'm like, hey, you're the one that. Yeah, I'm trying not to be hateful towards them, and I think I'm doing a great job of not being hateful, but I need to have something peaceful happen here for once.
Yeah.
And with you not being a threatening asshole towards me, I mean, that's...
Well, I don't see how he does half the stuff he did. I know my brother had a pickup that got taken from there and was found in Sterling. That guy's still in Sterling. They said, well, they had dibs on it first, but the pickup was stolen right out of Chapel. So then my brother's like, well, maybe I should have it, searched with a canine because he just got it back or anything. And they were like, well, if anything's found, we got to charge you. How the fuck do you do that?
They were doing the same thing with me.
I mean, they make up their own little laws and they enforce, they can't do that.
Well, they done it with Clint. They done it with you. They did it with me. They did it with Rory. I mean, that sheriff he's worse than Jim Hayes, and Jim Hayes helped cover up murders, for shit's sake.
Yeah.
But then just Jim Hayes wasn't even out of Chapel, Nebraska for 3 months when he was already on his way to prison. That's how crooked he was. Now, where did Scott come from? North Platte, Kearney?
I think he came from the Lions. But maybe, I don't know where he came from, actually. He was a deputy, that's all I know.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
He had a wife that's Big Springs, but, you know, he wanted me to snitch because I don't smoke weed and stuff because I'm allergic to it and everything. And I'm like, what the heck? Like, why? And I think that's why he don't get along with me. It's because I live in Colorado, so the dispensary's right there. Everybody has their own habits and their own poison. It's not my job to narco people. You leave people alone, they leave you alone, you know? Well, I'm not going to rat somebody out because I have a kid. And I know how that works because I was connected with people that did stuff, but you're willing snitches in the bitches, you know? And if they can't get to you, they'll come find your kid.
Yep, exactly.
It's like, you know, you don't do shit like that. Leave people alone, they leave you alone, you know?
Well, that's what I thought too, but that's not the way that it ended up happening with any of my stuff. And that's because I ain't got family and they call me mentally ill. Like Leslie, she ain't never been bad to me before any of this. And fucking Clint, he's always been good to me. He always talks to me like a person. When I got my first bow, he helped me to get some of the equipment that I needed to make it work, you know? I mean, they're not bad people. They're not bad to me. But then again, she works for a crooked sheriff. Look at the position that she's got to be in, and she's got to be afraid for.
Yeah.
And that's not to say that she's not on his side, because that's the way it definitely comes across to me. But it's a situation where my safety has not been taken seriously, and it is that sheriff in specific and trying to cover for his bad officers that has resulted in a safety risk for me and also for my friends, you know.
Yeah.
But also with them asking you to snitch on people in Colorado, like they can't do that. That's against the law for them to do that.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in Colorado and they're trying to get you to snitch on dual county plates so they can pull people over, that is a felony that he's asking you to commit.
No, see, that's what he's trying to get me to do. I was like, I wouldn't call him. I was like, no, I work at a gas station right on the interstate. And you know how many people come in there from all different states and ask me where the dispensary is? And I tell them where it's at.
Yeah.
It's their business what they do. It ain't my business. You know, one of my friends runs one of the dispensaries, so I'm like, I don't do it. I'm allergic to it. You know, but everybody's got their own poison. So I don't knock anybody because I used to drink. I used to be a bad drunk. So now I give up all that and I don't drink. I can't call a purple sheet blue if I used to be the same way. You have to do your own thing, you know. So I refuse to help it. And then for him to pull me over. So he searched my pickup or something and all this laughed at him.
I'm glad you got at least a little bit of support in that town. It's just, I don't know. I do want to know the names of some of the people that you and Chris were talking about, you know, who it is that was trying to have me run out and talking about killing me. But I really want to hear it from Chris. I want to hear it out of his face, especially because it's important. I do want to show this evidence. It is stuff that if he'd have approached me the right way, I would have shown him everything. But him coming out to Sandy Farms to threaten to kill me with her farmhand like that's not the right way to approach it. And as drunk as he was, he shouldn't have been driving anyway.
Well, then how many times you see anybody that's intoxicated all the time, drinking and driving, you don't see them get any of them nailed.
Yeah, Floyd Stegman every day. He starts drinking at 10 a.m. He's never been pulled over. But, you know, there's a lot of people in town like that, and I see who they go after, and it's after a family name, and Scott knows what family names he can mess with in that town and which ones he can't. You know,
that's me and my two brothers, we won't talk to them. Like, my son's mom had that pistol that was stolen. So they're trying to do this and that, and she said, well, if you don't get my pistol, it's been over a year almost already. You know, she still hasn't got her pistol. He's like, well, we're investigating. And she's like, well, if you don't hurry up and give it to me, I'm going to send my son's father, who is me, in there and he'll collect it. That thing. So they're like, well, I go in there, I was trying to get my pistol. And they're like, well, the prosecutor's busy, but we need this so we can investigate. Why are you investigating? Because my mailing address is a chapel and everything like that. And because I haven't been in trouble, so you don't know I live, you think I have to tell you my address? I don't have to do nothing until I violate the law. And I won't tell him. That's what pisses him off. I don't trust him enough. You know, if you try to talk to him and be nice, he'll stab in the back. He's just like a fucking snake coiled. I don't trust any cop with a badge.
Well, that's what he's been doing, especially. And you know, I keep trying to trust the cops because I have to. I have to get them to look at this evidence. I have to get them to understand this isn't dead kittens on the side of the road. This isn't somebody's puppy who got ran over by the chapel bus. This is actual human beings who are dead because the cops didn't want to do their jobs, and now they are doing everything they can not to do their jobs. I'm not sure if you heard at all what happened in chapel with me and all that.
No, I don't know what happened. I heard you guys had a tussle.
Yeah, that's about as kind a way to put it as possible. But that's the thing is, like, when you gave me your card and you were telling me about everything, like, I was surprised that you were willing to talk about all that stuff in front of that young man. But I get it. You know, some people believe in being honest, even when their kids are there, even when their kids aren't there. They don't believe in keeping secrets. And I want to thank you for talking to me openly. I know that the two people that I was with stayed in the vehicle, and I wish they'd have heard everything. But you know, they're afraid to get out of the vehicle in some of the points because people didn't like the fact that they were brown. They were getting stared down. They were getting stared at. They were getting the evil eye. And I want to thank you.
That's just it. That little boy that was with me, that's my son's half brother and everything. I have custody of him. But the cops that his mom's been complaining to about her pistol are the cops from Kearney, Nebraska. They're the ones that told me to watch it.
To watch Scott DaCosta?
Yeah, they think he's the dual county sheriff. They think he's corrupt because they don't see why it take this long, why he'd be investigating stuff. She wasn't even in town. She lives in Kearney, so stolen pistols in Dual County. They don't see why she's being investigated, why he's had to do all these checks. She had a pistol permit when she lied. The records have already been sent from that police department to this police department and from the gun dealer saying she bought the gun there. So if she wasn't there and it was there, they're questioning how Dual County's doing this slow deal, dragging their feet. They don't see how that could happen. And he was set up 6 months ago. So they're waiting to see if they're going to get the chance to press theft of a federal firearm against Dual County Police Department. Because they're in possession of it. Having it used for evidence against the guy is one thing, but when he's already sentenced, why they still have it? You have to give it back. She had no control over it. It was stolen.
Yep, just like that pickup. Just like my stuff. With my stuff, they didn't bother to investigate it. They basically told me I was SOL. But I don't have a house, you know. I was living out of a horse trailer at the time, and before that, I was homeless. Like, when I had them meltdowns, like, there was nothing else I could do. I am at the end of my ropes with trying to get the cops to listen to me. The threats that I had to take, you know, that's not something I should have had to take. The stuff with Chris Kurth, that's not something I should have had to deal with. Sandy Fromm, I shouldn't have had to deal with that.
And everybody, you know, we pushed so long before you had to start standing up.
Exactly.
You know, you've always been peaceful.
Well, for the last 4 years, it's been difficult to maintain that. They keep putting drugs in me that I tell them, don't put that stuff in me. That'll make me violent. And that's what they do, is put those drugs in me. They antagonize the situation. And I'm like, I'm trying to turn in cops here. I'm not trying to kill people. I'm not trying to cut my throat in front of you. I'm telling you that these cops have pushed me to the point of wanting my life to be over, and I am doing my best to try to show you guys why. And they're like, oh, well, you know, you're mentally ill. You're mentally ill. They keep giving me that treatment or the wrong jurisdiction treatment, but then they ship me to another jurisdiction. And Scott, like, he had at least 6 people in town that were trying to get cases on him, one of them being Rory Jepson. And you know, Rory Jepson's dead now. He was going to try to help me out, and he was telling me the name of his attorney, and they were going to talk to him about it and get back to me about it, and then he died. You know, that's happening a lot too. You know, that's not me saying that it's the CIA or purple aliens or something killing people. It's just, you know, over time this stuff happens, and my loved ones are dying. I don't get to see them. I might get to show up for their funeral, but if somebody dies in Nebraska or here in Colorado and I want to go to their funeral, I'll be arrested for going to the funeral. That's not a joke. Also, I don't know if you talk to Leslie at all or if you're on good terms, but I do want you to let her know that I don't blame her for it. I don't think it's her fault that this is going on. This started before she started working for Scott. It's not her fault.
Yeah.
What I'm angry with is the fact that she's giving me the same thing as everyone else. Like, I am trying. I am legit trying. And being told that basically it's nobody's job is enough to drive anybody crazy. I don't have a firearm to protect myself, but all of my predators do. Even the ones that are felons have shown me pictures, sent me pictures, and some of them even shown me their firearms in real life. But yeah, that was some pretty important stuff. I don't expect you to rat out on the people that were threatening my life. I know that you're aware of them, and I know you know a few of the names, but what I'd like to do is, if you can, I'd like you to get a hold of Chris Kurth, give him my number since you have it, and let him know that this doesn't need to be handled like animals. We're human beings, and we can talk to each other like human beings.
Yeah.
And thank you for talking to me like a human being.
Yeah. Anytime.
I'm probably going to let you go because I need to use the bathroom like you wouldn't believe. But if there's anything that you might find out or any information that you might be able to give me later on that might help me out in my court cases to try to get myself and my family safe, that would be much appreciated.
Okay.
All right, you be safe, Carl. Thank you.
Yep. You stay safe too.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
That guy got a predator service, and well, he takes care of the predators that kill your livestock, your chickens, your cattle, and yeah, a group of coyotes will definitely take out your cattle. Easy. Feral dogs are the worst, though. Feral dogs will come through and they'll kill, as a pack, they'll kill 10 to 12 cattle in the night, and they won't eat it, but they don't know any better. They don't know they're supposed to eat it. They just have this instinct. But then again, they started off not being feral dogs. They started off as dogs, people's house pets that are used to being, fed into a tray. That's food to them. When they kill a cow out of instinct, but you've trained the instinct of how to eat it out of them. This guy takes care of those animals. He takes care of them a little bit different than you and I might. For us, catching them and trying to adopt them out or rehabilitate them or transport them to somewhere else might seem like a good idea. In western Nebraska, you get a oversized coyote population. You really have to deal with them quickly, and they're not going to let you take these coyotes and just drop them off the mountains in Colorado. That'll get you in a lot of trouble. When you go up near Nederland, a lot of the people who live in Nederland, these peace-loving hippie Colorado folks who love the animals, love the deer, love the coyote, all is great with nature and all that. Yeah, they will still shoot a coyote. They see it come over anywhere near town, anywhere near their livestock, anywhere near their horses. They will shoot that coyote. These are situations that they're true stories. It's not that I was making stuff up to try to make you feel bad. It's not that I was making stuff up to try to get somebody to just feel sorry for me because I need people to feel sorry for me and I need the attention to be looked at. No, this stuff has affected my ability to take care of myself. It has affected my finances. Their lies repeatedly over and over again. And all their lies do is separate me from my help and from my evidence. They never look at it. They tell me, oh, well, you can do it this way or you can do it that way. I go around and do it all the ways that they say that I need to. And then they tell me that they can't. And then they tell me I got to call this number and that number. And I call all those numbers and they can't. At least I save the numbers. At least I make the calls. Now, Clint, that's this guy's brother. Clint, not a bad guy. I mean, in one of my videos on here, you can see him. I'm making the video, and he comes out into the street and he hands me a piece of jerky, homemade jerky. It's pretty damn good too. With no teeth, it's kind of difficult to chew it and eat it, but I could suck it to death, and I damn well did. With some good jerky. That's restricted number again. Now that guy that I'm supposed to be staying with here, he went to go teach some folks about how to use some mixing equipment because he does sound stuff. So even though we were going to work on this after he was done with his studio stuff, well, he's doing some after work now too. He's got to make that money. He's got to make ends meet. He's got his own life to worry about. I'm doing the best I can with the resources I got. I got my other computer over here pulled out. I got another computer here right next to me, and I got to pull out the charger for it. It's full of a lot of different evidence too. This thing right here has got some evidence from Chris Stegeman and Sandy Fromm and people like that. There's a lot of it, a lot of evidence. This thing's only got 11% charge, so I gotta charge up an electronic thing so I can charge it up. Unplug this. See if this can charge it up any. This is one that I got. I don't know why it won't turn on. It's one that I was given by fucking restricted number assholes. They're always fucking pleasant, ain't they? Pardon my French. The sheriff in Chapel, Nebraska is crooked. Ain't no doubt about that to nobody. Crooked cop is a crooked cop. Ain't no changing that, right? Now, this phone right here, not charging. My Tourette's is fucking with me, so I'm sorry if I'm blinking weird. This phone not charging does present quite a bit of an issue for me because I really do need the information that's in it. It's got recordings that I need. But it's not charging at all. It hasn't for a few weeks now. There's asshat being asshat again. Fucking restricted numbers. It's not just harassment on the internet. If it was, it wouldn't be an issue. Stuff, obviously, real life. That's a real life telephone call. I want Chris Croth's number. I want him to talk to me like a human being. I would rather go after a crooked sheriff than go after somebody who was misinformed because there's a crooked sheriff. Because cops didn't do their jobs. There's a lot of things I had to do the wrong way. But you know what? When it comes to saving lives, ain't no wrong way, homie. There are people who are alive because I broke the law. There are also people who would be alive if I had been heard. Fucking restricted numbers. Oh, dang. I took the ring all the way down to nothing. Let's see how well that works now. Y'all be safe. Thanks for listening.